Good afternoon, my students. Welcome to Sunmith House of Literature. I'll be starting today with the Nightingale and the Rose. Well, I will not read from top to bottom as to what Nightingale and the Rose is because basically this will be focused mostly on the students who are doing O level exam this year. Even so, grade 10 students also can definitely get an idea. So, we are not talking all about what happened and starting from the beginning to the end. I understand that you're with the idea that you have read Nightingale and the Rose and got a clear picture of what it is. But I'm starting this with an idea to end with pointing towards a question of O-level literature, right? So then you're getting an just a kind of a revision thing, plus you're getting ready for a question as well. So since all these young girls and boys, I am sure that you may have really enjoyed this story. But once you get older, you might feel that a story is a little bit silly. But anyway, so what is the genre in this? It is a fairy tale prose, allegorical short story. Okay, so I'll give you a detailed based on what is allegory. It's not the base idea, but the not the literal thing, but moralistic. It's a different thing. What is allegory? I'll give you through a note. I'll explain what it is. And the central idea is love is shown as idealistic, emotional, and often misunderstood or misinterpreted. You know, when you think of materialistic thinking, it's like that way. When you think of materialistic thinking, love is taken wholly drastically in the other way around. It is not really love that had mattered to them, except, of course, for the Nightingale, right? Okay, so we will discuss about the main themes of Nightingale and the Rose. Actually, true love versus superficial love. What is superficial love? Superficial is definitely with the boys, the students' love. He has become so naive in that, right? Because even girls also superficial love. What is superficial? Superficial is you don't have a, it's so shallow, no depth. Okay, actually, it's just a face sake thing. He thinks love is superficial, nothing profound, not thorough. As whatever you see as love, he sees like as it is. It's actually only cares about the outward appearance, materialistically, like that. In comparison, girl also it's just the same like the boy. Both have superficial love. Both do not understand a meaning, a word about love, right? Okay. And also one of the themes, one of the best themes, sacrifice in love, unnecessary, in vain sacrifice. Okay, right. Misinterpretation of love. Everybody has misinterpreted love, right? And also materialism versus emotions, irony in human relationships. Those are the themes in this, right? Okay, Nightingale. You know what is selfless actually? Person who is altruistic, like ideal for love, symbol of selfless person is Nightingale. Okay, student, very romantic, right? I should rather not use the word stupid because it's not nice to say that, but anyway, when you grow old and think of Nightingale and the Rose, you might think, oh, that student, what does he know about love, right? Shallow understanding of love, no depth, nothing deep, all so shallow, right? And girl, again, so materialistic. She thinks values over, she values wealth over emotions. That is how it has come. So, Oscar Wilde has used so nice techniques as symbolism, irony, or definitely allegory and personification. And another deep technique is there, that is contrast, right? So what is the now when you talk about allegory, we'll know very much about this symbolism. Rose is symbolized as love. Nightingale is equal to sacrifice. Those are the symbolism methods that he has used. Irony. Irony is true love is rejected in vain. Okay, right. That deep life and death. I mean, Nightingale died for that, you see, right? It's rejected, it's in vain. Allegory, characters represent ideas. Most of the characters represent ideas. That is what is allegory. Personification, animals show human emotions. Like, since from the very small days in our life, you know, animals talked, butterflies cried, and birds spoke, right? That is what we have been going on in life, right? Once when you become very much bigger and older, you understand, okay, oh God, animals won't talk unless they are being trained, like parrots and things like that. Okay, so contrast, love versus materialism, a tremendous contrast, that is, right? So that is actually what really has happened here. Okay, before we go to the question, I'll tell you, I told you that I will talk about this allegory, right? So, you remember this, even if you have read or whatever, George Orwell's Animal Farm. Are they simply about the just some animals? No, they were talking about the revolution and how the people were being cornered, the unfairness of the employees to the people, right? Likewise. So, that allegory, I mean, it's a literary artistic device where the characters, events, and setting of a story are used symbolically to represent a deeper hidden meaning. It can be more about morals, politics, religion. You can think of it as an extended metaphor. Every allegory represent uh, two meanings: literal meaning and symbolic meaning. So what actually happens to the character in the story is a literal meaning. The symbolic meaning is the abstract idea, far off what you can get, right? Far off idea. What do you mean by abstract? Not the immediate thing, what happens character in the story, but the political message or the lesson, moral lesson which is being communicated is the abstract idea in allegory. So, Oscar Wilde's Nightingale and the Rose is an affecting allegory that critiques the shallowness of modern society. How shallow, right? All that is, what a contrast there. Genuine selfless passion is crushed by materialism, materialistic intellectual coldness, right? This intellectual coldness is a terrible thing in life. Even as students of literature, you should be warm hearted in such a way. That is the way of learning literature. Not only doing lumber room, Nightingale and the Rose, and by hearting all these poems and write exam and get through. No, from all these you are learning something. One day, even if you fall in love, you'll understand what it is. Before going to that, you'll understand what love is, right? So that is what we are. I mean, that is, we'll have to think, you'll have to walk that extra mile by studying. Okay, I have to get an A. Yes, you should. You will, but think out of the box also. Right. Okay. So, the tale explores the story, the conflict between these ideas through specific symbolic examples. Now, what happens with the Nightingale? Obviously, the true love and art, right? Bird represents the unconditional devotion and the sacrifice demanded by true art, right? The bird thinks there's a great lover at last, but he's obviously so naive, right? She weaves love as a most divine force, and that's why she died by giving the rose, and that sacrifice was in vain. Okay, so uh, actually, so student did not understand the entire. I mean, he's completely oblivious to the sacrifice of the nightingale, suffering. Only care for the physical matter to himself. And girl, the symbolism of, I mean, symbolic to materialism. Like, uh, professor's daughter mirrors the students' shallowness. Both are equal, matching in the wrong way. Okay. Hard won blood color, like blood dyed red rose, was rejected in a minute by the girl. How ironic. Okay. That she shows, symbolize the how late 19th century society prize status over emotional sincerity. Sincerity is toppled by the intellectual coolness. Okay, and the red rose. Now I'm talking about that allegory again. Red rose, the allegorical meaning is, well, now what do you do this February 14th, right? All red roses, one rose, two roses, seven, and bunch of roses. If your girlfriend is 21, you are giving 21 red roses likewise. Okay, but nowadays you can't do that because O level students they can't give roses to that. But I don't know, without any knowledge of the people, that whether you gave or not. But what is a red rose? It symbolizes true love, passion. You know, for Nightingale, it's a beauty birthed from suffering. What happens to the red rose? What happens to the red rose at last? It ultimately crushed by a cart. You know what is illustrated there? How the materialistic society tramples beauty and ignores this thorough, like profound emotional thing is ignored by this materialistic society. Story serves as an allegory for the tragedy of the idealist in a world governed by reason and vanity. It's a mixture of students swearing, Ayo, what a stupid thing love is, right? He was thinking to go to metaphysics again, got a large, dusty book, and he forgot what it is and he's fed up. Why? What is the reason? Now we are going back to allegory to the other thing. Actually, I'll come to that through the other one, right? That is, we are going to the to a question, right? We are going to a question as to what you got in the year 2020, right? GCA O level exam. I have the question with me now here. Definitely, you also may have. Question 10. Emotions related to love are often misinterpreted. Discuss with reference to the nightingale and the rose. Obviously, very easy question, right? Emotions are misinterpreted. How do they do that? What will be, now you are going to answer this question. What is the first para? You describe how the love is understood and valued by each character. Okay. I will just read what the answer that I have written in only the beginning. Okay, now how do you start the first para? Different characters understand love differently. You'll have to write it proper. Misunderstandings lead to irony and tragedy. What is the misunderstanding? You will dance with me if I come with a red rose, right? Once the man got the red rose with the greatest difficulty, and she says, "Oh, come on, Chamberlain's nephew. I'm sure that jewels are more important, more expensive than roses." She rejected her. How ironical. Okay? And Oscar Wilde contrasts true love with superficial love. All these three should be intermingled when you do the first para. Right. So here, now when you talk about the nightingale and student, nightingale, true love, believes love is pure and selfless, sacrifices its life for the red rose. What does this Nightingale thought about love? She sees love as emotion and devotion, and the student definitely unrealistic love. Thinks a rose can easily win love. How can a rose win love, children? Right? Okay, all these material things will diminish one day. He thought, okay, rose is the love. She'll love me when I give her a rose. Love? Okay? Love based on desire and fantasy. He is not in this world. Right? Boy doesn't know where he is. Okay? Whether he's standing or sitting because he's just in love, he thinks that he's in love. He thinks that he knows about love, but he doesn't know doesn't know anything about love. And he doesn't have any, he lacks emotional depth. No emotional depth is there, right? Okay, the girl, again, another thing, materialistic love, rejects the rose, values wealth over values wealth and status over the feelings. She didn't care about it. She was too worded, right? Isn't that so? She promised one thing and she did the other. Okay, and she misinterprets love as material gain. And also, you see what she says. I'm afraid it will not go with my dress after all this trouble. Oh, okay. Now imagine what the dress I'm wearing. Of course, red rose will go. Maybe she's wearing blue. That's why she couldn't make it, right? Okay. So, jewels cost for far more than flowers. And again, other than that, it shows such a disrespect towards the student, right? So, how do you sum up the answer? Okay, summing up is Nightingale, true selfless love. Boy, unrealistic, shallow, romantic love. Girl again symbolizes materialism, materialistic love. And love is misinterpreted by all these three people definitely. Nobody knew what love is, right? Now Nightingale thought, okay, at last I saw a nice lover, okay, true lover. What happens? What happens to the rose ultimately, right? And irony shows true love is not valued. That is what you have to connect it with the answer. Okay. And love is viewed differently by each character. Likewise, Oscar Wilde has showed us that love is viewed differently by each character. So, true love is unrecognized and unappreciated. Nobody has appreciated true love here. So, that is why they have misinterpreted love. You are showing your idea with a proof. Okay. And then Oscar Wilde shows, I have written your answer also, I'll just give a brief on that later on, how love is often misunderstood. The story shows that love is often misinterpreted because individuals perceive it differently, where some see it as sacrifice, some see it as emotion, others see it as convenience, and also some other things sees as a material benefit, right? Likewise, so that is how you end up the answer. And when you say, as I told you, the question, I'll just give I will just read my answer the beginning, then we'll end up, and we'll everything that I do to Sanmit House of Literature, I will just base the thing as well as I'll discuss one question. Okay, this goes as a simple manner, and I don't make it as a video recording and be very serious in front of a camera. No, I don't do that like that way. Make it as simple learning, and I think simplicity has a charm of its own. It's better in that way. You get something from my channel and go through with it, right? So, emotions related to love are often misinterpreted, discussed with reference to the Nightingale and the Rose. I'll just only give you one paragraph. In The Nightingale and the Rose, Oscar Wilde explores how emotions connected with love are frequently misunderstood and misinterpreted by individuals, ultimately leading to irony, disappointment, and tragedy. This is what I have written. Through the contrasting attitudes of the Nightingale, the student, and the professor's daughter, Wilde exposes the conflict between idealistic love and the shallow realistic of human nature, right? And well, we might have time to go on. The nightingale symbolizes pure, selfless, and sacrificial love. She believes that love is the noblest and most powerful force in life. Deeply moved by the student's sorrow, she Nightingale was so sad about student. That's what why she sacrificed. She willingly sacrificed her own life to create a red rose for him, right? To the Nightingale, love is not matter of personal gain, but definitely just devotion, suffering, and emotional sincerity, right? There are people who, I mean, the birds who can die for love, right? However, her profound understanding of love is tragically misunderstood. Why? It is unappreciated by the human characters. And also, the student, although portrayed as romantic lover, also misinterprets love. He assumes that winning the girl's affection depends merely on possessing a red rose. How naive of the boy. He thought that, okay, merely possessing a red rose, okay, I won her love. I will win her love, right? Right. And also, his understanding of love is immature, superficial, and highly idealistic. So, this is what my second para is. When his efforts fail, he quickly dismisses love. If you are a true lover, how can you forget that immediately? That means you have again misinterpreted love, right? If you really love somebody, how can you forget in a minute? Can you do that, right? Okay. As impractical and meaningless, revealing that his emotions lack true depth and commitment, right? Similarly, the professor's daughter presents a materialistic interpretation of love. Okay, she rejects the student's rose because it cannot compete with the expensive jewels offered by another person, right? According to personal desires. Like, she rejects the student's rose because it cannot compete with the expensive jewels offered by another admirer, right? I missed one line, I'm sorry about it. Her attitude demonstrates the wealth, status, and outward appearances are valued above genuine affection. Through her character, while criticizes Oscar Wilde has nicely criticized her, a society in which actually this girl is not a she's a single person. She symbolizes the whole Victorian society in which material gain overshadows emotional truth, right? Through these contrasting perspective, while powerful illustrates how emotions related to love are often misread and distorted according to personal desires, right? So social expectations and selfish interest are also into that. The Nightingale's noble sacrifice remains unnoticed. That is the irony, tragedy of that, creating dramatic irony. See, and deepening the tragedy of the story. Thus, The Nightingale and the Rose reveals that love is often misunderstood because individuals interpret it differently and some regard it as a profound act of sacrifice and emotional truth. I ended saying this, while others reduce it to convenience, illusion, or material advantage. That is how I have ended up. You can add in various ways for this, right? So, I have only taken GCE O-level examination 2020, this only one question. So, in this Sunmit House of Literature, I address to all O-level literature students my theory. Also, I'll be explaining theory as well as revision plus. I'll be discussing the question papers also. And my dear students, I warmly invite you to subscribe my channel, Sunmit House of Literature, and also give your views and comments. You're most welcome, right? And it'll be very useful for my online classes also. It's there now, and my YouTube channel is also, it goes parallelly to this, the online classes parallel to the channel. Okay, I'll see you very soon again with another, either a poem or a prose or a short story, or we'll talk about Vendor of Sweets too very soon, because only now it's July coming on, July, August, September, October, November, only 5 more months. Generally it's like that way, unless otherwise, if the exams go little bit further, I hope things will be okay, but 5 months will be okay for you to have a nice brush up and theory revision plus past paper discussion also, right? I really invite you to my even online class if you wish to, or else please subscribe my channel. I'm sure you will never regret it. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. See you soon. Thank you.